10, send them all. Take a risk or take a trip. You know I'm tripping for my dog. Who you with? Couple sergeants and lieutenants for the get back. This revolution been televised. I fell through with the knickknacks. Hey, young, get your chili up. Yeah, I meant that. Hey, black out if they act out. Yeah, I did that. Hey, what's up, though? I hate them that's hating on them. Can they both? I hate them.
Well, as soon as you see that pirate ship in the north end zone, you know exactly where we are. It's the home of the Buccaneers, Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay. Coming up, a contest that looks real good on paper between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ball is teed up. Chase McLaughlin to do the honors. And we're off and running from Raymond James. Set to return it. Here's Will Shipley. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Offense out now to get us started. It's first and 10.
Great, set.
They run it with Saquon Barkley. He cuts it to the right sideline. And he is into the end zone for a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles take a 6-0 lead right away. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. So one snap, and they're in the end zone, Brock. Tell those stat keepers to be ready. Might be a very busy game for them.
I'm kind of up for that. You kind of like that little pace?
A hundo, partner, 100%.
And to do it on the ground, to boot. What a way to begin the proceedings. The first punch thrown in the four-quarter boxing match ends up being a haymaker.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. On the return, here comes Cameron Johnson. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. Tampa Bay bringing the offense to the line. It's first and 10.
Regular. Good. 180.
We give to Irving to start this drive. And the drive starts out small, just 1 yard on that play.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Here's Baker. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down. Not must-have yet, Brock, but it does feel pretty important that they come up with an answer for that touchdown, but not going to be easy.
Nope, and incompletions like that certainly won't help.
Point it right. 180.
3rd down. Here's Mayfield. That is once again incomplete, and consecutive incompletions have now pushed them to 4th down. So an 0-2 start to the game for him, Brock, and not surprisingly, his team headed to the sideline after a 3-and-out.
I think it's going to take a few more incompletions before they start to panic, but that's far from the type of start they had planned for in this one.
And this doesn't just reach the end zone. He kicked that one all the way through it for a touchback. Eagles getting ready. Here comes 1st and 10.
Great. Set. Trimmer.
Starting on the ground here with Barkley. He'll be stopped after just about a yard. 2nd and 9 coming up.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play. But it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. Shotgun snap for Hurts. This one snagged by Dallas Goedert. And some excellent work to drive them all the way up past the 30-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum. Keep that defense on its heels.
So they'll head up here 1st and 10 from the 34. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Tight end reels in the shallow throw, and they take him down, but there's a flag on the play. So a big self-inflicted error as that personal foul moves the ball forward quite a bit. So after the penalty yardage marked off, here's 1st and 10.
Great. Hey, let's go. Trimmer.
Running it after the penalty. Rolling into enemy territory. Now he's past the 25. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles take a 13-0 lead. Saquon Barkley the touchdown.
Feed the beast. 2nd time now we've called a touchdown for him, and now he's over 100 yards. No need to go anywhere else with the football, but put it in that guy's hands.
That one right down the middle. And the Eagles drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Johnson with a return here. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
Bucks to the line. 1st and 10.
Hey, alert 30. Up. Good. Hey, alert. 180. Run. Hurry.
From the gun, Mayfield. He's going to push one deep down there, and there's a man there. It's intercepted. Sidney Brown makes the play. And the Eagles put together a wonderful return. Gets him back inside the 40 following the interception.
Oh, coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop potential pick 6? I think everybody deserves a little credit on the field for that effort.
18 Cardinal. Let's go.
1st down, a run with Barkley. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You can stick to the ground, you can throw beyond the sticks, and really create some indecision now defensively.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. They will not get another play off. We're at the end of one. Our score, 14-0. More from Raymond James Stadium coming up after the break. Ready now for our second quarter. The Eagles have the football. They'll have 2nd and 7 to deal with. Here's another carry for Barkley. And he's not going to get the first. He made it real close, though, didn't he, Bronk? It's a gain of 5, 3rd down coming up.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Battle coming up on 3rd and inches.
Good. Set.
They go to Barkley again. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Offense is set. 1st and 10.
Good. Set.
They give up the gut to Bigsby. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. So 2 minutes still to play in this first half, partner. More from Raymond James Stadium coming up. Second down now, they need 7. Hurts now from the gun. Bails out of the pocket quick. He tucks it and takes off. And they're going to have 1st and goal, Brock, as he gets out of bounds right around the 9.
That's one of those occasions when you're sitting in the pocket and you're just looking for that escape valve. And then when you get it, you get space to run, and you get a 1st down. That's a big bonus for the quarterback.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal.
Great. Set.
Up the middle they go with Bigsby. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Welcome, football fans, to the birthplace of America, the city of brotherly love, the place where you'll find the best cheesesteak made in this country and some of the best football played inside of Lincoln Financial Field. Coming up, we have a good one for you between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Philadelphia Eagles. Jake Elliott is out and ready to kick this one away. And we're underway from Philadelphia. On the return, here comes Cameron Johnson. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is 1st and 10.
Hey, we're 33. 180. Run. Watch out.
Coming out, throwing is Baker. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
This is Irving on second. Oh, and he's out the clear. The 30. He's at the 10. And in. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers take a 6-0 lead right away. Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome the quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy exerted, right? Not a lot of their cards shown just yet. They only got a couple plays into their strategy, and they found pay dirt. A lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically. A lot of answers have to be found defensively.
McLaughlin has it on the team, and he's ready to send this flying. Set to return it. Here's Will Shipley. Good work so far. He's got room. They're going to track him down, but a nice effort in the end there, Brock. He's up to the 38.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line.
Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line. 1st and 10.
No touch.
They'll start this one out with Barkley. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. A play made by Jacob Parrish.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on 2nd down after that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
No touch. Anyway, no touch.
Throwing now out of the shotgun. His first throw is an interception. And the Buccaneers take over after forcing the first turnover of this ballgame. Well, for their sake, partner, I sure hope the rest of their pass attempts this game go a whole lot better than that, because it is pretty clear this defense came to play.
And I can promise you this, Kate, nowhere on that opening script does the word interception ever appear. You never want to see an INT. Now they're going to have to flush it. That's the key here for this quarterback in the offense. Got to flush that mistake and press on ahead.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. 1st and 10, it's Mayfield. Oh, he's got it, it's in close. And it'll be 1st and goal. Stop is made at the 5-yard line.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
1st and goal. Here's Irving. And the defense holds, Brock. They catch him at the 4. He only gets back to that line of scrimmage.
Guessing everybody in the huddle and on the sidelines sure want a little bit more from that run, but you didn't go backwards. Still in a great spot, and can't wait to see what they do here on 2nd and goal.
Baker now from the gun. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend's pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Mayfield now on 3rd and goal. Has it in close. And he's going to take this to the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers pull out in front further, 13-zip. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Shipley now to return. And this drive will start inside the 25.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Offense showing trips out right as they get set for this 1st and 10.
Crowd left, Yeti. 180, 180.
Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up. Hurts. On the move, headed right. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Headed out right. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
You know they're going to keep giving him looks, keep calling pass plays. You cannot survive a game without a completion. But the results so far, yeah, they've been a little bit rough.
Three straight passes have hit the ground, but here we go. They're going for it on 4th.
No touch. 180, 180. No touch.
They'll indeed go for this. It's Hurts. Escapes out to the left. And they'll turn it over on downs as that pass comes up empty, and off the field they go.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
And he's going to take this to the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers take a 20-zip lead.
First thing you do as a quarterback, the first thing that you do when you get to the NFL level, if you haven't learned it earlier, is you scan those safeties. Do I got middle field open or close? Do I got a single?
welcome to Everbank Stadium, football fans in Jacksonville, Florida. Tonight, a good one here in the AFC. It's the New England Patriots and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Ready to get us started. And we're underway from Everbank Stadium. Quint Allen to return this. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. And bringing them out to former #1 overall pick out of Clemson in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
The promise and the potential, well, they've been with Lawrence his whole football life. From high school at Georgia to stardom at Clemson and even a playoff run in Jacksonville. It's just consistency. Week in and week out will be the next step for Trevor in his career.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Here's Travis Etienne on the ground. And he'll stay upright through this rain, but not through that hit as he's tackled after about a 1-yard gain. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays. The ones that amount to really very little statistically and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains in next week.
That is caught by Brian Thomas Jr. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
We've set it downs from 37. Here's Etienne on 1st down. This is tough running in this weather out there, but he keeps the feet moving, gains 3. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Jack Cuban's in on the tackle. Well, if they keep this up, Brock, they might just keep us all guessing all game long if they're pulling out plays like that on this opening drive.
Yeah, I love a jet sweep on the opening drive because it stretches that defense horizontally, gets their eyes going east to west, and you know some vertical shots will be coming.
Etienne gets it on the draw. And they're turned away on 3rd and short. Actually might have lost a yard. That's going to bring up 4th down. Anytime you dial up a blitz and you catch them running the draw like that, Brock, the D coordinator, he's going to be patting himself on the back right there.
He is, and not only for the call, but the execution of his player as well. Because you call a blitz, Kate, sometimes they can just run with their hair on fire. He had the awareness to stop that draw before it could get started.
And he drives this into the pouring rain. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. So now it's the Patriots' turn to head out for the first time on offense. Leading them out, someone with a big arm and a field general's mindset, Drake May.
Kate, you watch Drake play this game, and he checks every box you want for a franchise quarterback. Tall, athletic, great arm. Now he's got to take all that wonderful potential into week-to-week productivity.
New England bringing the offense to the line. 1st and 10. Right to the air with May. Brought in, a big gain here for Diggs. And he's out of bounds, but what a great play there, Brock. He's got him in the field goal range. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Read option on first down. He's going to keep it. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
They'll run it with Travion Henderson. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. The former #1 pick, Trayvon Walker on the stop.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Henderson's going to get it on 3rd down. And ooh, this one does not have a chance. They were ready for that one, and the effort brings up 4th down.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
So now on 4th down, Andres Borregales leading the Pats field goal team out for a try. It's about 43 yards for it. Borregales connects. And that's going to give them their first points of the ball game.
I'd say all in all, that's the exact type of start this team was looking for. 2 possessions in, they've got the lead. A little early momentum with that field goal.
Borregales on to send it away. Bayshul Tootin now on the return. He stopped on the run back at the 27. Second drive coming up for the Jacksonville offense. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. Jaguars look ready to go. Here comes 1st and 10. Here's Etienne to begin the drive. And he'll stay upright through this rain, but not through that hit as he's tackled after about a 1-yard gain. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
From the shotgun, Lawrence finds the in route complete. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Gain of 9 yards on the play. And that's good for a Jacksonville first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
New set of downs for them. They'll start at the 38. Out of the gun, a give to Etienne. And that's going to be a gain of 8 on first down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly when he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run in crossing that first down marker.
Nice run last play. Sets up 2nd and 2. Etienne again. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play. And the Jaguars have a first down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Going to the ground again on first. And he's going to keep his balance long enough to get ahead for a gain of 5. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Now Lawrence. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down.
I can promise you that is a throw, and it's a quarterback when it leaves your hands you do not want to flirt with as this game goes on. That is a prime one that DB could cut off and take the other way.
Myers, the motion man here. 3rd down, Lawrence to throw. Got his man, Thomas has it. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. And that's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Jaguars, first down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
He'll give this up the middle to Etienne. And he manages to find a little traction on that Soaps field as he fights forward for a couple. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
On 2nd down, it's Etienne. Well, a lot of effort there, partner, but no results. He fought through that run stop, but only managed to get back to the line of scrimmage.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Throwing is Lawrence on 3rd down. He has the first over the middle, and he'll go down here at the 16. They get an even 10 on that play, and that's good for a Jacksonville first down.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
Inside handoff goes to Etienne. And they catch him, but not until he's picked up 8 yards. It's 2nd down.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
First down carry got him 9 yards. Here comes 2nd and 1. Now toss it to Etienne. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal.
Kate, I'll give some credit to the defense there. Limited the gain to the outside, contained him for minimal yardage. It was going to be tough to stop him from getting a first down as close as they were to the sticks.
4 downs to get this across. Here's 1st and goal. Now it's Lawrence. And like an empty wrapper, he just throws that one away. So they fire for the end zone on 1st down, Brock. I think a lot of folks probably assume after the incompletion it'd be a run here on 2nd and goal. What say you?
Yeah, I think you always got to be careful about assuming. As a fan, as a defensive coordinator, I think as an offense, you've worked on it all week, continue to get to the stuff you trust the most.
Etienne, and he's in for the touchdown. The Jaguars pull ahead 6-3 in the first. Travis Etienne, the touchdown. Cam Little to try the extra point. Extra point sent in through the rain. And the Jaguars take a 4-point lead.
Patriots 3.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. On the return, here's Travion Henderson. Jukes away from one. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Patriots offense headed out for their second drive of the game. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Patriots lining up. It's 1st and 10. Starting on the ground with Henderson. Escapes a defender. And they'll take him down after he advances this up to about the 43. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know you can set the table for more.
1st and 10 from the 43. Counter play. It's Henderson. And he gets him around 6 there. Stopped by Foye Oluokun.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Seven yards on that last play, so this is 2nd and 3. Sticking with Henderson. He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on 2nd down.
Simply nowhere to go on that counter play, Kate. Backside defenders took away one side, and they overwhelmed the blocking right in the middle.
To the line. Here's 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun. Here's May. Pass him on the quick hitter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. Out of the pistol. Henderson. And he manages to find a little traction on that search field as he fights forward for a couple. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
Sometimes you just feel like in the background of every ho-hum run is a bigger play. It just needed one more component. Get that extra block a little longer. Find the lane quicker. The defender may be a half step late, and this could have been much, much more exciting.
May's going to take it himself. And keeping the zone read costs him. He takes a hit, loses some yards, too.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. To the air on 3rd and long. And he can't escape. Jaguars all over him. And a couple of really good plays, Brock, made back-to-back behind the line to bring up 4th down.
Man-to-man coverage, it does not have to last forever. It just needs to last long enough for one of those rushers to reach the quarterback. Cover guys did their jobs, and so did he in dropping the quarterback.
Patriots punt team coming out with former 6th-rounder Bryce Baringer to do the honors. And this one skips out of bounds and will be marked inside the 30. Now the Jaguars offense ready to take over once more. They were able to say mission accomplished on their last series, finding that end zone, but the work, well, it starts all over again right now.
And you know this, Kate, from our years together of doing this. I'm a firm believer of call it till they stop it. It doesn't mean you have to innovate right away. Call the same plays until they stop them, because they proved last drive they couldn't.
On the ground to begin this drive with Etienne. And he'll stay upright through this rain, but not through that hit as he's tackled after about a 1-yard gain. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Lawrence working from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. They'll throw, third and long. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So that brings up fourth and long.
Well, that took some force right there. That took some serious defensive effort to force the incompletion. You're not going to see a lot of guys ever let go of a football when they got a first down right in their midst. But that force, that contact, separated man from ball.
And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. Here's New England, ready once again on offense. And as they get set, partner, gotta imagine they're bringing some urgency with them to the field this drive, too.
Yeah, I think you and I both know in calling these NFL games that sense of urgency can be replaced by full-blown panic in a hurry. So find a way to possess the ball and, more importantly, score some points.
First and 10 from the 32. Drive starts with an option, right side. Cuts it to the right sideline. And this great effort winds up getting them well into enemy territory before he's brought down. That one hits for 30. And that's a New England first down.
And just in case this offense didn't have enough to contend with, now you got to worry about a quarterback that could do what he just did. Tote the ball himself for a big run.
They go play action. Here's May. It's complete to Hunter Henry. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And the Patriots will have a first down.
And the Patriot first down.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
Short pass brought in. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line.
That's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They give now to Henderson. And that's good for a few. It brings up third down.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
3rd and just 2 to go. Here he is on 3rd and short. That one connects. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for 1st and goal.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
They go heavy on this 1st and goal. 3 tight ends in the formation. Stevenson. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front. It's 2 yards on the gain, and now it'll be 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
So while they're in the huddle, partner, we've arrived at the end of our first quarter. 7-3 is our score. Back to Everbank Stadium in just a bit. All right, time to get this second quarter going. The Patriots set up inside the red zone. They put a receiver in motion right. Run right side. Henderson watching the goal line, but he won't reach it. The defense keeps him out and forces 3rd and goal.
Okay, this is going to be a fascinating call because defensively, you've stopped the run twice now, and I think you believe on that side, well, they got to put it in the air. But this is also where the offense could say, we got 2 more shots. Let's continue to pound the football. Can't wait to watch this one.
Trying to sneak May. And he gets it on the sneak. Touchdown! The Patriots take a second quarter lead. Drake made the touchdown on a quarterback sneak to the end zone. All right, Brock, wondering your thought here, because to me it felt like they already had a play picked out to go for it on fourth down if that sneak hadn't worked. Do you agree?
Well, by they, if you mean the guys in the booth on the sideline, sure. But the 11 on the field, that effort just showed you they were not thinking about anything else but pushing it across the line.
This is Andres Borregales trying to tack on the point after. Bad weather doesn't affect that extra point. It's good. And the Patriots push their lead to 3. Now Borregales on to send it away. This is Allen to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Jaguars send running back Travis Etienne trotting back out to the field. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Jacksonville offense ready to get going. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Here's Lawrence. Connection made. Travis Etienne. And he's going to be stopped right around the 37. An even 10-yard gain on the play. And the Jaguars have a 1st down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Here's Etienne on 1st down. Went in there full steam ahead, but he ran out of steam pretty quickly. No gain on that one.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
At the 37-yard line.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Throw right side, caught by Thomas. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Looking to throw, Lawrence. And this is going to be incomplete. Great looking catch, but he lost track of that sideline and went out of bounds. We've got 4th down.
That one really stings, Kate, because you want to convert there and not only keep this drive going for points, but because now you're giving your opponent a chance to go pad that lead before halftime. That's a no-no.
They'll send Logan Cook out again for the punt. Wow, beautiful punt there. They have them backed up all the way to the 2-yard line. The Patriots offense all set to go. And they'll have to go just about every bit of 100 yards to reach the end zone. That punt sets them up at their own 2. New England bringing the offense to the line. 1st and 10. It's Henderson on the give. And he's going to have this up just a little bit shy of the 20. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's a New England 1st down.
And the Patriots 1st down.
Well, more often than not, it's the passing game that's asked to go from 1st down to 1st down in just one play. But when you get that big play potential on the ground, geez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
1st down, and they go right back to it. That's a nice running there on that 7-yard gain. Make it 2nd down.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
After that little 8-yard scoot, here comes 2nd and 2. A give up the middle to Stevenson. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means 3rd down coming up.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against him. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
Henderson's going to get it on 3rd down. And the run will not work. He is stopped at the line. This is going to be 4th and short. He is quickly making a habit out of wrecking plays, Brock, and it doesn't seem to matter what type of play that is.
It's what the best of them do. We talk about just the versatility of offensive players being dual threats. This guy's a dual threat against the pass, and that time stuffing the run.
Bryce Baringer on now to punt. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. Following the play, one of the Jaguars in some distress as they hurry the medical staff out to look at him. Jaguars look ready to go. Here comes 1st and 10. Here's ETN to begin the drive. Makes a cut to the right sideline. And he is hauled down right at that midfield stripe. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And the ball is going to remain at midfield as he's stopped at the line. No gain.
As a corner in this league, well, you can go to the Pro Bowl if you can cover. If you want to be an all-pro, you stick someone like that.
At the 50-yard line.
1st down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Lawrence now off the play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
In a situation like this, you got to be a fixer. I mean, this game is hard, and you get into known passing situations, it gets even more difficult. But when you don't get rid of the ball and you take another sack, you make this 3rd down a near impossibility.
Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Slot man motioned over. Here he goes, 3rd and long. He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. And a couple of really good plays, Brock, made back-to-back behind the line to bring up 4th down.
Kate, I really don't mind that call on 3rd down. Screen or a draw, something of that nature. But here's the deal. It's boom or bust. Either you're going to influence that defense with the screen, or they're going to do what they did right there. They're going to swallow it up and force the punt.
Logan Cook on the punt. And they could really use a good one here. Starts his return from the 23. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Patriots running their offense out there. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Patriots lining up. It's 1st and 10. Henderson's going to take this straight ahead. And he manages to find a little traction on that soaked field as he fights forward for a couple. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
If there's ever a play we can call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
This is Henderson on 2nd down. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. So 20 yards on that play. And the Patriots will have a 1st down.
Kate, that's the type of run that shines the light well on him as a runner, of course. And you got to give a lot of credit to everybody else. Those skill guys, when you have an outside run, they got to do their job. Not just the big boys up front, not just the running backs. That takes everyone on the perimeter blocking to get a big run like that.
Quite the turnaround these last 2 plays, huh? Nice gain on 1, and now they get him behind the line. That's a nice quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play, and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
Staying on the ground here with Henderson. And not much space available there. Maybe 2. That brings up 3rd down. Third and long for him here. Right side and into the hands of Douglas. Ooh, and he's out of bounds before he can break it upfield.
You've got to be cognizant of where the line to gain is. You can't run that route short, and you certainly can't throw it. That route's just not deep enough. Needed to extend it closer to the chains for a 1st down.
The Patriots have their punting unit out. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. Jacksonville heading out there on offense. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence to throw. Complete. It's Myers. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Etienne gets it on the draw. He dodged the tackle. And they'll stop him here, but not before he gets out to the 47-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for a Jacksonville 1st down.
A good draw play is like a great punt return. You just set the table and let your elite athlete do his job. Excellent job of selling the pass. The O-line got a body on a body. And these running backs at this level, they know how to make you pay defensively.
Back to the ground on 1st with Etienne. And he'll stay upright through this rain, but not through that hit as he's tackled after about a 1-yard gain. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
I've talked to running backs over the years, Kate, in the transition from the college game to the pro game. They'll tell you, there's just times in the NFL you got to run into darkness. You run into a lot of bodies. Perfect example of that in the 1st down play.
On 2nd down, it's Etienne. Still going inside the 35. And he's stopped as he gets this one down to the 27-yard line. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10. Etienne again. And He's able to stay on his feet through that run, at least until the tackle stops him. He picked up close to 4. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Really good patience right there. It's hard to do for runners in this league because these holes close up so fast. But he was patient. He was explosive. He got a nice little gain on the ground.
First carry now. This is Bashal Tu'u. And that one doesn't get him much. Give him maybe a yard. It's 3rd down.
At the 21-yard line. A gain of a yard on the play brings up 3rd and 4.
And they're going to throw out of the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
Facing 4th down, the Jags elected to send out Cam Little for this field goal try. It's a 38-yarder from the left hash. Little knocks it through. And we're all tied up now in the first half.
You look at that 3rd down play, looking back, and it really turns into a 3-point play. It's why situational work is so critical. Coaches talk about it all the time. Sure, you love the field goal, but man, they would have loved a touchdown more.
Tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. Return starts at the 9. This makes it up to the 25. The New England offense running out now. And they're playing with a chance to take the lead right here. Get a nice little cushion in what has been an otherwise really close game.
Yeah, and really the mindset, Kate, is this has got to be the drive. When you break the huddle, you look at each other and say, right now, these are the moments that tilt the game in our favor. Because you know if you don't get it done, you've given your opponent that opportunity.
New England bringing the offense to the line. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's May. He'll get it complete to Travion Henderson. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Offense is set. This is 2nd and 2. Trying an inside give to Henderson. Hop behind the line here on 2nd down, which is only going to make things tougher for this 3rd down coming up.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
To the line. Here's 3rd and 3. Here's May to the air. He just throws this one away.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a rid of it and cut his losses.
Another punt coming up. Bryce Behringer to do the honors again. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. The Jaguars, then running back Travis Etienne, trotting back out to the field. And I'd say the ROI on his early touches have made him a pretty good investment for 1st half work. He's gotten off to a great start here. Jacksonville offense ready to get going. Here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Lawrence. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this 1st half so far, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
Another try from the 25. It's 2nd and 10. Lawrence to throw it. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass. No luck finding his receiver that time. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long. And it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
Throw here, 3rd down. Got his man, Thomas has it. And he's taken down after a very productive effort there, Brock, up to the 40-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Out of the gun, a give to ETN. And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackled for a loss. We've got 2nd and 11.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Lawrence throwing here. Good play on the football defensively. He knocks it away, and that's going to bring up 3rd down.
You know, it's one thing to tell a quarterback not to telegraph a pass. It's quite another to fundamentally do the right things. You got to use your eyes to move defenders in this league, especially on your primary target.
So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down. 3rd and long. They're going to throw. Able to find Strange here. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Now, Brock, things are dead even as we've reached our 2-minute warning. Hang with us. More football coming up from Everbank. Jacksonville in punt formation. Marcus Jones back to return for the Patriots. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. The Patriot offense making their return to the field. And this certainly isn't the rut they want to be in, Brock. All of their drives have been ending in punts as of late. Patriots lining up. It's 1st and 10. To throw, here's May. Setting up the screen with Henderson. Works the sideline to the 30. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would get them enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
New set of downs for them from the 31. Henderson on 1st and 10. And he manages to find a little traction on that soaked field as he fights forward for a couple. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
May off the play fake. Fits it through the middle. And he's down to almost, nope, they're actually going to give him the 30 here. It's a massive 35-yard pickup, 1st down.
It's a gain of 35. 1st down, New England.
I try to remind you a time or two, Kate, that you always got to start your read from the secondary forward. You got to see what the safeties are doing. If you're going to throw a ball in the middle third, deep downfield like that, you have to have tremendous awareness of where those safeties were, and the QB just nailed it.
And he manages to find a little traction on that soaked field as he fights forward for a couple. Now looks like we're going to get a stoppage for an injured Jaguar. He's in some pain as the trainers head out to examine him. Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. Operating from the gun, here's May. Finds him over the middle. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. Timeout taken by the Patriots. They're 1st and 3. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
There's no question, Kate, that the big plays down the seam are what make tight ends a fan favorite, but it's those type of catches right there. The short yardage against good coverage, contested catches that really make tight ends a locker room favorite.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Throwing is May. Oh, again, it looks like a pick, but they drop it. A chance to steal it away in the end zone, but they just can't finish the play.
That's one of those areas where a QB took a risk, and he nearly paid for it in the costliest way imaginable. You don't just lob it into the end zone unless you're sure your guy can go up and get it.
A 42-yard attempt.
Borregales connects, and they've taken back the lead.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Borregales on to send it away. This is Allen to return. Jukes away from one. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. The Jaguars headed out on offense late in this first half. And normally they'd need this out, Brock, but facing such a small deficit, good chance they try to get a field goal here before the break.
There's no rest to my shut it down. Whatever I got your money up. Believe what I got, put money down. I'm betting the odds on all of us. I do it.
There's 35 seconds to go in the half as they are ready to begin their drive. On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. Completed left side to Thomas. And he's forced out of bounds after picking up about 7.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on 2nd down. That playbook wide open.
2nd and 3 now. Lawrence working from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. Timeout taken by Jacksonville. It's 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
So 1st down from the 41. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Check this one down to Etienne. And he'll be out of bounds at his own 45.
Dude, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. One of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Off the play action, it's Lawrence. And this caught takes Travis Hunter. And he's got this one down to the enemy 35 before they force him out. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And the Jaguars have a 1st down.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
All set to go now from the 35. 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. Hits his running back. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. Now a timeout taken by the offense, and we're going to see if they try for 2 plays here or just try the field goal right now.
And I can promise you, you go back and look at the most efficient offenses in the NFL over the last couple decades, one thing will resonate. You've got to be able to attack the middle of the field. It's great to do it with receivers, it's awesome with tight ends, but when you get that influence from your running backs, man, you become a dangerous offense to stop.
42-yard attempt.
Little knocks it through. And that's going to tie us up just before halftime.
Okay, that's just an excellent play call to get a chunk of yards and set up that field goal before halftime. Job well done.
So we'll see if it's a kick return that ends our half, or if we get a play from scrimmage, as this one's away. Return starts from the goal line. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. So we're all knotted up here at the half, Brock, as we send this over to our buddy Scott Hansen, who's got our halftime report. Scott?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone. Scott Hansen here in our thankfully dry studios in Orlando. That's obviously not the case at the stadium, where the rain continues to play a factor in this game. Who will take better advantage of it in the second half? To find out the answer, let's go back out to the stadium and rejoin our commentary team, Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
Thanks so much, Scott, and hope you are really today enjoying that dry studio as the rain continues to fall here in our second half. Well, we're set up for an incredible second half, all tied as we kick it away here in quarter number 3. Fielded by Henderson. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The New England offense with the football. They get it first here in the second half. And they could take control in the second half early, Brock, if they break the tie on this opening drive. All right, working from the gun to start. First and 10. May now from the gun. Finds him on the slant. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Offensive line. This is 2nd and 4. They give now to Henderson. He will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
I bet you, Kate, if you went back and studied all these runs in the NFL over a course of a season that gain significant yardage, it plays just like that one, where you've got to break a tackle to go eat up those yards.
On the draw, this is Henderson. And this play doesn't work out like the last snap, right? So you can only get back to the line as the defense all over this one.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of reaction time you want when you face a draw play. They broke on it shortly after the draw started, and they contained it to a minimal gain.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on second down. Off the play action, May. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And he's going to go out with a pickup of 3, so chipping away a few here ahead of this third down.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Nickel look by the Jaguars here, third down. To the air on 3rd and long. That one complete to Diggs. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
That's good for our Patriots. First down. A gain of 15.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Henderson here from the gun. And he'll stay upright through this rain, but not through that hit as he's tackled after about a 1-yard gain. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
From the gun, it's May. Short pass brought in. This is very close, but it looks like he's going to be marked. Yep.